Welcome back to Hi Now Daily. We're here at Mid-Pacific and their support for international students where maybe English isn't their first language. And that's why we're talking with Chris Berry. He is the head of the English Language Development Program. And also we have one of their students, a freshman. This is Jacob Song. So thanks for having us in today. I want to talk about this ELD program that you guys have and what makes it super unique.
Well, what makes it awesome, I think, is largely the strength of our community here. So a few years ago, I started here 2013. A few years into the program, we thought we want to get some more local students in our ELD program to help them practice English, build friendships. And we have a 3-week program in the summer. So I went to chapel and I asked, we were hoping to get maybe 5 volunteers. I went and asked, who wants to spend 3 full weeks of your summer break on campus alongside our international students? And we had 39 students who volunteered. We were overwhelmed, and ever since then, we've always had more volunteers. So I think that strength of the community is really strong here. So the international students often feel comfortable taking the kind of risks you have to take when you're constantly speaking a new language. When you're joining extracurriculars and always doing things in a new language, our local students really help them feel welcome here.
I know that's like the big nervous feeling, right? Like not only moving between maybe house to house, but country to country is a big nerve, right? And coming to a school, you want to feel supported. And I think that's what the program, the ELD program does, is that kids come, even if they don't have English as the first language, but what does that program entail beyond the community itself?
Well, the program itself, I also think is really ideally structured. So Mid-Pacific students have 7 classes, and if you're in the ELD program, typically 3 or 4 of your classes are ELD. The rest of them are mainstream, and if you're in the lower language level, we don't put you in science or social studies or English literature right away. You'll have art or music, PE, and always have math. So classes that require less English proficiency. So they're in ELD about half the time, and they're building their English proficiency. And at the same time, they're getting exposure to mainstream classes and local students, and getting all those opportunities that they came here for. And as their English improves, then they get more mainstream classes until they're out of the ELD program, and then their schedule becomes identical to local students.
Okay, we got to get first-hand experience and stories from Jacob over here. He's a freshman here at Mid-Pacific, but also a student from the ELD program. How's it going?
Good.
I love it. So where were you born, and when did you move to Hawaii?
So I was born in South Korea, Seoul, and I come to Hawaii about 3 years ago.
Okay, very cool. So Korean is your first language.
Yeah, it is.
Learning, and how has the path been? What's your favorite part of being a part of the ELD program here at Mid-Pacific?
So my favorite part of being in ELD community is to have more to have better chance to talk with international students who has same background as I have. For example, their first language is not English. They all have different languages as their first language, like Chinese, Japanese, and
it's true. He's a star student because he has all his friends at this table recording him right now. Yeah, hey, give one shaka. That's all Jacob's friends. So that's pretty much a success of this program. It's seeing well integration. And I want to go back to you, Chris, because that's a big key of it, right? Is that you want to make sure the student feels like they're supported, but also a part of the community too.
Yes, and so that's one of the things from day one. Their classes are partially determined by their language proficiency, but they have full access to extracurriculars, sports, dance, theater, music, and so they're able to join all of those things after school, just like a local student. Jacob here is actually off to a water polo game in a few minutes, and so a lot of our international students are great on the sports field. We have some great dancers, some great musicians. We have an international band here that's been playing. It's carried on tradition for almost a decade now. A lot of great musicians. Some of them are studying music in college now.
You guys have so much curriculum. I'm sure there's a good list on the website, right? So if you want to find more information, maybe they're moving to Hawaii or they have a student that would be perfect for this, where can they find more information about the ELD program?
So on midpac.edu, we do have an international page, and you can see a lot of the information about the curriculum, and families can always reach out to me and the admissions team if they have questions about ELD specifically.
I love it. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you, Jacob. Now we got to get you to practice. We're going to go another tour, go to the gymnasium because they have really cool stuff up going on over there. So we're going to be right back. You're watching Hi Now Daily. Do the heart.